On. Welcome back to my channel. I have not done a live from here in a while. I usually am on Instagram doing live. So I am hanging out in my bedroom. I think this is like week six, I think. Yeah, I've lost track. So it's the last day of April 2020, and we're in quarantine. We're trying to lessen the curve, as they say. Um, God, the controversies. So everybody wants to say, like, oh no, we need to open up, we need to get our economy back. When people start getting really sick and the curve starts rebounding again, it's going to be horrible. Like, just be patient. Anybody in the coaching industry can tell you, one, a good leader sets an example. So I have an issue with the leader, but be positive. Everybody stay positive. We have so many people out here who um, are fighting amongst ourselves. You're still making this about politics. You understand this is a worldwide problem. It's not just the United States. So while everybody is still trying to get their handle on the coronavirus and try to find a medication that's going to help people around the world, this isn't just a Democratic or Republican or independent or anything else doing with politics here. Don't be mistaken by the politicians who are trying to be self-serving in this. This is about your health. This is about your life. This is about your children's life. This is about your mother and father not getting coronavirus and they don't die. Um, Stop fighting about, oh, the Republicans this and the Democrats that, because, again, the devil does his work the most when we're fighting amongst ourselves. Um, this quarantine should have gave you a better idea on how we're supposed to treat each other and love thy neighbor, not say, okay, well, fucking immigrants who come to America, they should not get any aid. Who says that? Who says that? The devil would say that, because God did not invent borders. We did. Man did. Animals love you no matter what. They don't look at you for a color and say, hey, I like white people better than I like brown people, or people who come from this country is better than people who come from that country. Like, y'all are crazy. And it's so sad, because the fact is that we're all brothers and sisters. It doesn't matter what country we're from, doesn't matter what color we are, doesn't matter what language we speak. When somebody is sick and somebody needs help, God told us to help thy neighbor, our brother, our sister. So people who are fighting amongst themselves right now to say, hey, I have my civil liberties are being stepped on. The government is telling me that I can't go to church on Sunday. But then you happy ass when you get sick, you're gonna pray to God to have him get you better. But how can you do that when last week you turn around and didn't want to help your brother and sister in need who need food or need medicine or need you to stay home? So the only thing that I'm going to actually talk about today on my YouTube, which I haven't done, like I said, in quite some time, is that do to other people that you want if you are in the lowest point of your life. Because if you are home, staying home, as they asked, and staying in quarantine, you're fortunate to have a home. Nobody can kick you out of your home, because there's laws in place right now that's going to keep them from evicting you. Unemployment is around the corner for you. Homeless individuals who don't have a mailing address, who can't even get general relief, who normally would have to depend upon a shelter to be able to stay in, can't go to a shelter. And most likely, most of them don't have a cell phone to even be aware of anything that's going on in the news. So if you're able to even see this video, you're already fortunate. you're already 100 steps better than the homeless man, woman, and child that's out on the street, who people are now all of a sudden you want to do something for the homeless people because they pose a threat to your health, when you should have been trying to pose aid to them all along. And I've said this to many of my gym clients who get a little hoity-toity with their life, and especially here in the District of Columbia, where a lot of men and women who are subcontractors for the government make over $100,000 a year starting pay. IT analysts make over $100,000 a year here. And yet the average American doesn't want to give welfare out to individuals who need a helping hand. You say, well, gee, they're drug addicts, and gee, they shouldn't get any help. I've said this forever and a day, that if Jesus Christ walked into my gym on any given day, half of my clients would probably lock the door on him because he was a homeless carpenter. Now, what does a homeless carpenter look like to you today? Dirty? Not clean? Would you snub your nose at him? And he might be Jesus, because you know they say he's coming back. So that is my challenge to you, is to be a better human being to everybody around you and people that you have the ability to help. You don't have to be a multimillionaire to give money to help people who don't have food. You can vote. Don't say your vote don't count, because our ancestors died for their right to vote. My mother was born before women had the right to vote. That wasn't that long ago then to say that women did not have the right to vote. My grandmother cast her first vote when my mother was a baby. And I'm old, but I'm not that old. So that's the one thing that this coronavirus quarantine should challenge you as a human being, is to think about somebody else other than yourself. This should have already been able to let you ponder, what can I do better to make this planet better? Not because you want a fucking haircut, right? Not because I took off my nails. You know me, I love my nails, my mani-pedi. But it's not that important. My nail guy has a young son. He doesn't need to go into a nail salon and get coronavirus and take it home to his young son or his wife, who also does nails. Nails and hair and the gym. And trust me, I've been in a gym since I was 12 years old. It's one of the filthiest fucking places that you could be trying to avoid a germ. People are nasty. I've seen people do really nasty things in a gym. I've seen people pick their nose and then pick up a dumbbell. I've seen men, I know of men, I should say. I can't say I've seen them. I've been told by the men in the gyms. But every gym I've ever lived in, or worked in, I don't understand why men take dumbbells into the bathroom. How freaking disgusting is that? And yet, when you turn around and you say, I'll get back to your question in a moment, love. So everybody wants to go back to the gym. Everybody wants to go get their nails done. Everybody wants their hair cut. Can you do like everybody else? Can you order a pair of clippers? Can you say your hair is getting out of control. If you actually take a pair of scissors and you can actually just trim your own freaking hair. They did it before a lot of shit was invented. Americans have gotten to be so about convenience, including fast food restaurants and don't cook at home anymore and all that stuff. Selfishness. This might be God. I keep going back and forth. I say it's God teaching us how to be better humans. And then I look at my roommate who says, yeah, but I think this is the devil. Think about what the Bible said about the devil. Absolutely. The devil posed as an angel in the first place. Actually, he was a fallen angel. And this could still be a war of both the good and the bad. We watch superhero movies all the time. So everything that we've ever believed in is something that is possibly happening. And yet you wanna fight with the person that could probably save your life one day. Everybody has this certain thing about what homeless people look like. You could be homeless. This, if anything else, is getting you to know that guess what? Without a job and without everything that you find sacred, your car, your boombox, your Xbox, your all your conveniences, your Starbucks drive-through, all of that. We are all one step away. And trust me when I say all of the humility that I went through with my hip. I've been in quarantine for a year. Nobody realizes it, and everybody's like, "Hey, Summer, how you feeling with the quarantine?" Dude, I've been in quarantine. This is nothing. You guys are still able to walk. I tell people this all the time. I barely could walk 20 feet to my bathroom the last couple months before my surgery. Now imagine people who may not walk again. People who are losing limbs because of the oxygen levels that drop so low in their body. Even if you survive, sometimes the long-term ramifications of coronavirus is not good. And yet we have the conspiracy theorists out here who want to say it's not really that bad. No, it's not really that good either. Because you're saying that as of today is April 30th, 2020, over 60,000 Americans, just Americans, this isn't worldwide, this is just America, in the last since January, when we started our first death. This is only April. 4 months, we lost 60,000 people who mean something to somebody. 60,000 is not a number. 60,000 are graves or people who've had to be cremated who somebody knew, loved, and gave birth to. Human. Human. Not a number. Not a digit. We have been, and we lack the empathy and the sympathy towards fellow human beings anymore. And that is the saddest thing ever. But yet the same people who go, oh, so you want to put a name on me because I say that you should be more kind, more loving, and more generous to your fellow human beings, then all of a sudden you say, oh, well, she's a lefty. Don't listen to her. She's a lefty. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I'm not an independent. I'm a human being. I'm one of God's children. And I take it seriously. I may not go to church every Sunday because, again, you got the guy who is asking for your stimulus check, who's flaunting his ankle bracelet. That's not godlike. Your leaders in your church need to practice what they preach. God did not have his son come down to give his body up for us to sin maliciously or purposely lead somebody else out to say, hey, by the way, your government told me that I can't have church, so I'm coming in anyway. That's not a leader. And it's like what I said earlier. Leaders lead, the body follows the head. And whatever the head does, the body will follow. And if the head is not strong, the body will be weak. So keep that in mind when you vote. Keep that in mind when you're told ridiculous shit. Unfortunately, I read an article yesterday And I knew it would happen, and this is why we all joked about it. Everybody joked about Donald Trump making the comment about the light and about the disinfectant. But I knew somebody out there is going to hear the message and not hear the complete. It's the same reason why when you go to Facebook and nobody reads the article, you just see the click about moment, and then you don't even read the article, and you copy and share it. Two people took disinfectant and drank. One drank 16 ounces of bleach. He was mentally ill, but he believed what he heard. That I've seen numerous friends of mine and family members on Facebook who share clickbait shit. Don't get your news from Facebook, for one. And two, don't let somebody tell you that mainstream media is the devil, and that you should know by now that anything that you listen and process, and this goes back to even the days of Harry Reasoner days and Walter Cronkite days, the news does need to get back to the point of being non-political and just give you the facts and not give you their opinion. But when we have somebody who's a leader in our country who's a laughing stock around the world that make Americans look like we can no longer be trusted because the person lies like crazy, don't question him. Question you. Question why you are willing to believe and fight with somebody else because their political beliefs aren't the same as yours. So whether you're a Republican or a Democrat when you live here in the United States, think about them as a human being, not as, hey, because again, the man had said this was a Democratic hoax. Now he wants to withdraw what he said because people are criticizing him. Do not do shit for numbers. Do shit because you should. If staying home saved one person from dying, you should stay home. Don't get into saying, hey, they're bullshitting me about the numbers. It doesn't matter whether it's 1 or 100,000 or 100 million. If staying home saved one person's life, that's all it should be. So that is my hope for you guys to see this channel, is to say, hey, what can I do better? If $5 is $5, let me give it to an organization that's helped feeding people who do not have food right now. Or some of the organizations that are putting up homeless people in hotels right now. If you have that $5 to give it. Because out of everything else, God is still watching. God knows what's in your heart. And that's what I ask you guys to do today, April 30th, 2020. What can you do to make the planet better? I myself will do the same thing. So May 1st, 2020, everything that I make tomorrow, 50% of all money I make May 1st from all my platforms will be given to an organization that will help feed the homeless. The weakest in our society deserve to be uplifted, not torn down. So with that said, namaste, be good humans, and until next time, please be safe, stay home, keep washing your hands, keep wearing your mask, and please take it serious.